y'all, welcome. Today is what I call it Thanksgiving Eve. It's Wednesday, so I am in the kitchen getting ready to prep some of my Thanksgiving dinner because on tomorrow I don't want to do anything. So let me show y'all what I got. I did the Walmart delivery. I thought I was getting some shredded or cut up greens, but they were out evidently, so they substituted it with these greens, which I've never did greens. I don't even like the way some of them look, but my celery, my Jiffy corn mix, I got my Campbell's soup mixtures back there. This is the little ham that I'm cooking. I got my cheese, my eggs, onion. Over here, I'm making Cornish hens. I forgot my pie shells for my pie. I got my stuffing mix. I'm going to make some cornbread so I can mix it in with that. I got my smoked neck bones for my greens and my black eyed peas. And I got the potatoes right here. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start prepping this stuff. And yeah. So that way tomorrow I have less stuff. I think with my Cornish hens, I'm not going to make them in the Instant Pot this time. I think I'm going to go ahead and cook those in the oven. And I need to put them in some water so they can start defrosting because they are a little frozen. And I'm going to go ahead and put these greens in some water and vinegar. And yeah. Alright y'all, so I have this pot and I have this pot on. This is going to be for my green pot. This is going to be for my black eyed peas. So I am just going to go ahead and I have some smoked neck bones right here. And I am just going to go ahead and put the neck bones in so they can start cooking a little bit. It doesn't have that much meat, so I'm going to stick that one over there. And I think I'm going to use this big one right here for my greens. So I'm really not going to season it. At least not right now. I'm going to go ahead and let those... Well, hold up. Had to wash my hands. So I am going to go ahead and put some pepper in. I'm not going to put any salt because they're already smoked. They have salt. So I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, put a little bit, well, I'll put just a tad of salt. Because I'm not going to season it until I put the black eyed peas and also the greens in. So I'm going to go ahead and let these cook probably for about a good hour. And we'll go from there. Alright y'all, so I got this little handy dandy little tool right here in my one of the boxes I opened, my FabFitFun box. And it is a chopper. So what I am going to do, I've already rinsed off some celery here. Just go ahead, I guess I have to cut it up like this. I am going to go ahead and cut it up. This celery is a little strong. Alright. So I think I take the top off. And I'm just going to put a few in here. I guess that's how you do it. Stick a few in there. Stick it back on like that. And then, y'all, I guess you just pull it. Oh! Y'all, I love toys. And then it pulls like that. Let's see. Put it like that. Pull it. Pull it. Pull it. Take the top off. And voila. I'm going to have to take some of these big pieces out. But it cups it up pretty good, y'all. Alright. I love these little gadgets. I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish doing this, cutting up the celery. I'm going to peel this onion. All of this is going to be for my dressing, and then I'm going to take the stems off of the greens. I got water and vinegar running in the sink over here, and I'm going to put those in and let those soak. Y'all, this machine is giving me a major arm workout. I love it. It cuts up the stuff. There is my onion. So this, I could use this to make guacamole. And no, not guacamole. What is it? Pico de gallo. Alright, y'all, so since this is my first time cleaning greens like this, because like I said, I always get them off, get them already cut up, but what you're supposed to do, I guess, is to go ahead and take them off of these stems right here. I'm just going to break it halfway. And then I'm going to put them over there in my water and vinegar solution, and I will probably rinse them about 2-3 times to get them clean. So y'all leave a comment down below, how do y'all clean y'all greens? So, like I said, normally I just get the greens that are already cut up and I rinse them and wash those about 2-3 times and call it a day. And these greens don't look all that hot, but you're gonna have to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish doing these off camera, y'all, and I'll be back. Okay, so I have the greens right in here. I'm gonna let those go ahead and soak. Like I said, this is a mixture of water and vinegar. Probably add a little bit more water in there. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and, like I said, let them soak. And then over here I have some water back here because I'm finna make my chicken broth for my dressing, and I'm probably finna go ahead and saute the onions and the celery for the dressing. Alright, y'all, so I am going to go ahead and start make my let me preheat my oven to 350. So I'm gonna go ahead and make my pan of cornbread for my dressing. So let me get a little bit, and I like to put just a tad of sugar. Alright, So I think I'm only going to use one box of Jiffy. I know I'm using Jiffy. Some people are iffy about using Jiffy, but hey. This is going to be short and sweet. So yeah, I don't have time for homemade. Not today. Maybe at Christmas I will. So, go ahead and mix this up. And what I thought about doing, you know what I may do to cut down on time is to just go ahead and put my onions and celery in here and just let it bake instead of taking time out to saute it. May just stick them all in here and let them go ahead and cook. Let's see. That'll be a whole lot easier. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Ha! That idea just popped in my head. So yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead, because it's all going in the same spot with for the dressing anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish mixing this off camera and go ahead and put it in the oven. Let it cook. That's too big. Let it cook for about 12 to 15 minutes, and I will bring it right on out of the oven. Alright, my broth is done back there. I still have the neck bones right there cooking. Right there, I've turned it down. And this is my cornbread mixture with the cornbread and the celery and the onion straight out of the oven. So I'm going to let that cool before I try to handle it. Alright, y'all, so I am going to go ahead and mix up my stuffing mix. So I have this herb seasoned classic stuffing mix, and I'm just going to open up. It has the white and the wheat breads blended with herbs and spices, but I'm still going to put my own spices in. That is what it looks like. We all know what it looks like. So I'm just going to put that in. And I did my cornbread mixture last night. I just had to warm it up. This is what it looks like, as you can tell. It's a little piece taken out. I munched on it last night, or I tasted a piece. It was so good, y'all. So I need to cut that up. And it doesn't have to be pretty. I'm gonna move that right here for you guys can see. I guess I should have used a fork or something. But it doesn't have to be pretty. It's gonna get all mushed up in there anyway. So yeah, normally what I do is I just squish it up. Into small pieces. So y'all tell me, what are some of y'all traditions on Thanksgiving? Do you have family over? Friends, family? Do you cook? Do you, well, I know you cook. Do you watch the football games? What? Do the guys just sit around watching the football game? The guys in one room, the ladies in another room? It's gonna be small for us this year. not having a lot of people over. Probably not having anyone over. But I am thankful. I'm thankful for my family, my husband, my kids, my grandkids. I'm just thankful for being alive. So, yeah. This is like this. I just like to chop it up in small pieces. I'm still going to mush it when I put it in there. I got pops going, y'all. I said I was going to last night. What did I tell you guys? I was going to go ahead and prep a lot of stuff. I didn't. I just made this cornbread mix. Put those pork neck bones on, smoked pork neck bones, let them cook for a little bit, and that was it. So it is 7:18. I'll be done by, my dinner will be done by 12. So yeah, then I'm just gonna dump that on in. I like to get the crust and all. Alright. Then I just mix it up. I like to have not uniform, but small pieces, big pieces. Let me wash my hands 1 second, guys. Alright, so these are some of the seasons. I'm using salt. I might as well take the top off because you want to use a generous amount. I'm using my Herb Day prawns. I'm using some pepper. Probably like about a tablespoon. I am using just a little bit. Oh, I need to open that, y'all. That was pepper. And I am using this poultry seasoning right here. And last but not least, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm all in the camera. I am going to pour some of this chicken broth. And I had to heat it up, and it's still a little warm, or the pot is a little warm. So I am going to pour a little bit of this chicken broth in here. I forgot how many cups that was. Boom. I'm just going to mix it up. I like to mix it up a little bit first and then taste it before I put my eggs in, because the eggs is going to bind it. Okay, that's looking good. Y'all see that consistency? I don't like it wet, wet. But for me, it can't be dry going into the oven. Otherwise, it's going to dry out. So, let me just get a little bit. Put it in my hand right there. I think I need just a little bit more salt, poultry seasoning, and that'll be it. Hold on, guys. Alright, y'all, so I did put the egg in, and I did put the remaining chicken broth in. I had my husband taste test it. He said it tasted good, didn't really need any more, but I added just a little bit more poultry seasoning. So this is the consistency that I want. It's not dry and it's not too wet. So what I am going to do next is to go ahead and put, because y'all, I'm using aluminum pans this year. Yeah, not with the, well, the clean up, you know, you have to clean up anyway, but yeah, let's clean up for me. So hopefully, yeah, this should fit. So I am just going to go ahead and pour this in here. Yeah, it will fit. I'm not leaving nothing behind. Let me get a pan. Alright, so I am going to go ahead and stick this in on a cookie sheet. Easier. And my oven is already preheated to 350, so I'm going to go ahead and stick this in the oven, and I'm going to set a timer for about an hour. You want it to be set and still just a little jiggly. So yeah, and I'm going to clean up a little bit, and I'll be back. Alright, so that is the cornbread stuffing, cornbread dressing, whatever you call it, out of the oven. So I'm going to go ahead and let that cool. Alright, y'all, so I am going to improvise. I forgot my pie shells because I was going to make sweet potato pie, but I am just going to go ahead and cut up, peel these sweet potatoes, and I'm going to make candied yams. So sometimes you have to improvise, and we know the stores are closed today except for a select few, but I don't feel like going out, so we will be improvising, and it's going to be just a small dish of candy yams, because I eat them. I don't eat them like that, but my husband, he loves them. So, and I don't know if the girls eat them or not, but yeah, so around here I don't like to waste food. So instead of making something that's big or making a lot of something, I'll just make a little bit. And you know, it's funny because when I make a little bit of something, everybody wants seconds or thirds. When I make a lot of something, it doesn't get eaten. Is it like that in y'all household? Because I don't get it. But I'm going to go ahead, peel these 5 potatoes. And I'm going to go ahead and finish these off camera, y'all. I'm not going to bore you all with it. And I will be back and show you the next step. Alright, y'all, so I have peeled my sweet potatoes, and I'm just going to cut the edges off and go ahead and cut these up. I want to say maybe a fourth of it, well, about this size. Not too thin and not too thick, because you want them to cook evenly. You don't want some to cook more than others, and then half of them are not done. So yeah, and I've seen people make their yams, sweet potatoes, whatever you want to call them, different ways. I've seen them put them on the stove top. I've seen them cook them in the oven. But today I'm going to make the sauce on top of the stove top, and I'm going to cook these in the oven. It just frees up my stove, and I'm not really using the oven right now, so I'm gonna put them in, I'm gonna say like a 375 preheated oven, because I have like about 6 minutes left on my dressing. Let's cut this one in half. It's kind of thick. And I'm gonna let them cook probably for about an hour until they get fork tender or toothpick tender. Whichever one you want to use. And you see how that's kind of, I'm cutting it, but it's cutting like at an angle. But that's just the way the knife is cutting. So be careful when you're cutting. Alright, hopefully this will fit in that pan. It should. I'm about to go ahead and put my greens on. I've cooked my rice and put my black-eyed peas on. I think the meat has been cooking for long enough. So let me bring you guys over here while I show you how I make this sauce. Alright, y'all, so I have my pot on, and I'm going to go ahead and put some butter in. I'm using the unsalted sweet cream butter. For whatever reason I can't find my cinnamon, so I'm going to use this cinnamon sugar, and hopefully it gives it the same effect. So I just put a stick of butter in the pot. And I'm just going to go ahead and turn it down just a tad. Go ahead and let that cook down. Y'all already know I don't really do measuring that much. But with the brown sugar, I'm going to use probably a half a cup. I'm going to start off with a half a cup first. And I'm going to do just a pinch of salt. That's to balance out the sweetness. I have a little bit of nutmeg. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm sorry. I have to open up this ginger. Thought it was already open. And I have a little bit of ginger. I have like a half a cup, well no, a cup. This is a 2-cupper. So I'm just gonna say 2 cups of white sugar, granulated sugar. Stir that. I want to go ahead and put some of this here seasoning sugar. I may have to add a little bit more butter and a dash or 2 of vanilla extract. And then I'm just going to go ahead and stir all of this around. Yeah, let me get 1 more stick of butter. Go ahead and let that melt. Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and let that melt, and I will come back and show you what the consistency looks like. Alright, y'all, so the other stick of butter that I put in is slowly melting, and this is what it's looking like. Hopefully, hold up, let me get you guys. This is the consistency that you're looking for. It's not too thin and it's not too thick. I may just have to add just a tad bit more of dark brown sugar. But other than that, that should be it, guys. Man, this is smelling so good. Let me put just a tad bit more brown sugar. Uh-oh, we're going to go ahead and let that mix up, and I think we're good to go. Yeah, there it is. That's the consistency I'm looking for. Man, just a little bit of more of this cinnamon sugar. That's the consistency I'm looking for. So let's head over here and put the potatoes in the pan. Alright, y'all, so I'm going to go ahead, let me spray this first. I really don't need to spray it, but yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just go ahead, get you guys a little closer here. What I'm going to do is just go ahead and get the big pieces and layer the bottom. Of the dish. And just do it like all on the side. Basically like you're doing a truffle or something. That's the way it looks. And then I'm going to get some of this sauce and just spoon it over. God, that smells so good. Just spoon it all on the bottom. And then of course we're going to repeat. Until everything is coated. Y'all, I may have I should have used a bigger pan, but that's fine. Then we're just gonna get some of this and just pour it over. And don't forget, this is going to bubble while it's in the oven. You want to make sure everything is coated. Go ahead and put all the rest of these in. Looks like it's gonna take everything, y'all. I'm hoping. It is. Alright. So then we're just gonna get the rest of this sauce. And we are just going to pour the rest of this sauce, making sure everything is coated. Trying to get everything coated, that is. Push you down there. It'll make for easier, for everything to cook easier. Alright. As I said, my oven is preheated to 350. You just want to make sure everything is coated. And we're going to go ahead and put this bad boy in the oven and let it cook for about, I'm going to put it on an hour, and I'll test it after an hour and see if it needs to go longer than that. Alright, y'all, so I'm going to show you how I cut up my greens and what I do, or how to cut up greens, is I go in and I get a bunch like this, and then I just roll them up like in a, I guess, cigar style, like that. You can fold them over like that, or you don't have to. And then I just go ahead and cut them like that. Oh, excuse me, y'all. So yeah, then I just stick them in some water. Get another pile. And I washed these. What it was, took these off the stem last night, and also washed them last night. So, and then you just go ahead and roll it up like that. Sometimes I bend them, sometimes I don't, and then you just cut it like that, or you cut them the size that you want, basically. Okay, it is, what time is it? I think I'm doing a good time. It's 8:56. I have my rice done, my dressing done, my yams or sweet potatoes is in the oven. I just put on the black eyed peas, or put the black eyed peas in the water. I'm cutting up the greens to put them in. I got my water on for my mac and cheese. So the last thing I need to do is to put my ham and my Cornish hens in the oven. And I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting these. And this is a ribbon size, y'all. Right there. So I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting these off camera. And I'll be back. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put the lid on and let them cook down for a minute, and I will come back and add some more seasoning. Alright, y'all, so I have the ham here that I got, the little spiral ham, and what I am going to do is I have my little butter and brown sugar here, and basically what I'm going to do is just go through some of the creases, some of the ham that's cut, and then just put this throughout the pieces, and then the remaining I'm just going to spoon it over the top, so that way when it cooks it will go all in between the ham pieces and get a nice coating. So yeah, I'm just going to put this over. I should have made it a little thinner, but this is fine. So yeah, it's just going to go through. I'm just rubbing it all over the ham. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cover this and put this in the oven also. And get aluminum foil sheet. So yeah, just going to cover it. So I have everything going, guys. Everything is going. Going to season the Cornish hens and stick them in the oven. Alright, y'all, so I have the Cornish hens right here, and I'm just going to put some pats of, well, rub some butter on it, and leave the pats of butter on it. Just going to put some right there in the crevices, some right up under there, and some right there. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and season this with some pepper, some salt, a little bit of poultry seasoning, a little bit of poultry seasoning, and then I'm going to do my herb de Provence, and then I'm just going to put some onions. Y'all know that little onion blend with the onions, the bell peppers that I normally use. What did I do with it? Alright, so I'm going to put some of this, what is the onion, celery, red pepper, green peppers, and parsley. And I'm just going to scatter it on the birds and around the pan. And give it a little seasoning. And then I'm going to go ahead and cover this. I have some water in the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and cover this and stick it in a 425-degree oven and let it cook. It is 9:30, And this is the last thing that I have that needs to go in the oven, besides the mac and cheese, which is only going to take about 30 minutes. Alright, y'all, so I'm going to show y'all how I make my cheese sauce for my mac and cheese. So what I have here is some cheddar cheese sauce. And I use the Campbell's cheddar cheese sauce. Focusing for you guys. And I put a little bit of milk, probably about 2 tablespoons, just to thin it out a little bit. And then I let that melt just a tad while I go ahead and cut up my regular cheese. So I am just going to cut up my cheese in like blocks. I'm not going to shred it or anything. Yeah. Where are my scissors? Here. Well, go ahead and cut this because I don't think I'm going to use all of it. Yeah, just cut it right there. I'm not going to use all of this cheese. Like I said, I cut my cheese in chunks, and then I'm just going to go ahead and stick them in here and just let everything melt down. I'm constantly stirring and watching this because you don't want it to burn. So I have the stove probably on between 2 and 3. I'm going to add just a tad bit more milk. And then we're going to let that melt down. And I will come back and show you what it looks like. Alright, y'all, so this is what my cheese sauce is looking like. As you can see, it has come to a smooth consistency. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and take you guys over here and put it on the macaroni, and we will stick it in the oven and let it cook probably for about 30 minutes or until it gets a little brown on top. And then I'm just going to stir it up to make sure everything is coated. I didn't shred up any cheese, so I'm probably not going to have any shredded cheese on top, y'all, but it's fine. My family loves the mac and cheese, so they'll eat it with or without the shredded cheese on top. As long as it's cheesy, they're good to go. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pour the rest of the cheese on, because y'all know I don't waste anything around here. I try to get it all out, every little corner. Times are hard. there are people wishing they had a home cooked meal. So yeah. So I'm just gonna make sure everything, hopefully you guys can see that, yeah. Everything is coated. Oh, this kitchen this morning is smelling so good. It is 9:56. I am doing good, y'all. Dinner is going to be done before 12, as I said. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven. My black eyed peas are just about done. My greens, got them simmering. My dressing is done. My rice is done. I have my yams in the oven. They've been cooking for about 55 minutes now. And I also have the ham and the Cornish hens in the oven cooking, and I'm about to put this in, and I think that would be the last of it, guys. Mac and cheese out of the oven. That is looking so good, so I'm gonna go ahead and let that cool. My greens, those are simmering. My black eyed peas, those are done.